It's time to talk MTCS sports. It's Cougar Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro.
Presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA, live your best life. Online at TOA.com.
We're joined by Middle Tennessee Christian School coaches to talk about their most recent games and their upcoming opponents. It's time to talk orange and white on MTCS Cougar Corner.
And we're back at the MTCS Cougar Corner. I'm joined today by Cougar head football coach Christian Peterson. Good morning, Coach. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. The Cougars came off a 35-7 loss last night to Friendship. 35-7, right?
Yeah.
35-7 loss to Friendship last night. But they're a solid football team, and I know the weather had a lot to do with that last night.
Yeah, it's never fun playing in a tropical storm. You know, it's always just an added thing you got to kind of fight through and work through. You know, I think with the team that we have this year, with a lot of young guys, a lot of new guys, I think right now I feel like it's every week they're getting a new experience. You know, and so I think it's going to bode really well for us in the future, right? I think they're kind of seeing all of the different anything that can happen has happened. And so, you know, they're getting a lot of experience this year of a lot of different things, and I do think it's going to help us in the future as they continue to grow and develop a little bit.
Well, and you talked about some of your young guys, and you know, obviously that's just going to really pay off for the future. But you know, I think a big thing for those young guys was they got to see your success that you had last year. And, you know, a lot of people think it's just going to come to them easy, but I think they're finding out that you got to pay your price and build and all that kind of stuff before you can actually get to that level.
For sure. You know, it's a process. It's always a process. You know, it's hard to win football games. You know, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You know, especially on the road, it's always going to be it's always tough to go out and find a way to win. It doesn't matter how good you are or how good the other team is. You know, every Friday night is it presents a new challenge, and you know, again, I think our kids are learning. They're getting better. You know, we're a young football team that you know, I think they're starting to do things the right way more consistently than they have in the past, and so you know, again, I still think the future is extremely bright. You know, we're learning. You know, we're playing a bunch of teams that are junior and senior starters, and you know, it's good experience for them because as they grow up and when they're juniors and seniors, you know, I think we're going to be real sporty.
That's the biggest thing for me is and watching your team play and talking to other people around your program is how young you are and how much experience you're going to get now. It's going to really pay off on the back end.
For sure. I mean, you know, both of our outside linebackers last night were freshmen for us. One of our safeties was a freshman. Our nose guard was a freshman. You know, the next DB that came in was a freshman. And, you know, I think if you look at how they played week one to how they played last night, I think they're getting better. Right? They're getting much, much better. You know, it's just there's a difference in a 14, 15-year-old body and an 18-year-old body. And, you know, they're doing a good job in the weight room. I think we have the best strength conditioning staff in the state. And so, you know, as long as they keep on that track and keep gaining experience, keep getting better, and keep getting stronger and keep letting their bodies develop, I think they're just going to keep getting better.
Absolutely. And I've been asking all the coaches this morning, was there anything different that you prepared for this week, knowing you were going to go through some weather last night? And I know a lot of the coaches have talked about the wind, that you really can't practice for the wind, but did y'all try to do anything for this week?
I mean, not a whole lot different. You know, we kind of, with what we do offensively, rain and stuff doesn't normally affect us too much. We ended up having to throw the ball a little bit more than we really would have wanted to in the conditions. You know, I thought Briggs threw a couple balls that the wind caught it and just kept carrying the ball. You know, I think the first two drives we had two different opportunities to hit a go route for a touchdown, and the ball just kept going. And you know, we had another early drive where we throw it into the wind, and you know, we have him beat, and the ball just stops. And so, you know, I know he was getting a little frustrated, but it's his first year playing quarterbacks, first year playing with a win like that. I thought he handled it pretty well. I thought he was tough. Thought he stood in the pocket. Thought he moved around well. I thought our receivers worked to get open. It didn't fall our way.
Yeah, and that's just growing up, and as you go forward here, you have a pretty good receiving core last night. Shy Murphy and Bangura and some of your other guys. You want to talk a little bit about your receiving core?
Yeah. So Shy Murphy, he's lightning in a bottle. He's one that he got behind the defense a couple times and the ball just kind of sailed a little bit. Ali, he's one of the freshmen. He's kind of a running back, slot kid. We kind of move him all over the place. Does a good job for us. I think Jaden Sanders has a really bright future for us. He just picked up an offer as a safety. He's only a freshman, and he's already getting D1 looks. And, he's one of the ones that's taken huge strides from week 1 to now. I think, the sky is the limit for him. It's just about getting him reps, right? It's just every day is a new day. And then Eric Bowling, he's a junior for us. It's his first year out playing football. And so he's another one that every day, every game, every something new happens, right? And he's able to learn from it. I think he's another one that's got a really bright future for us.
Absolutely, and I want to go back a little bit to your quarterback, Briggs Boyd. How are you feeling right now about his development as the year has gone on?
I can't say enough about Briggs Boyd. The leader that he's developed into. He's kind of a quiet kid by nature. He's one of those, like, he wants to lead by example. But his voice has definitely grown throughout the year. He's gotten more and more confident. We've asked him to do a lot, and he's never flinched. He's never backed down. He's one of 4 seniors we have on the roster, and he fought all the way through last night. There in the second half, breaks a tackle in the backfield and then takes off and gets a 76-yard touchdown run. I think there's really 2 things on that play that really stand out, that we're still going in the right direction, right? He breaks the tackle in the backfield, right? It's the game's a little out of reach at that point, and he's still fighting to get free. And he gets into the open field and takes off. And then Shy Murphy, one of our sophomores, he takes off in front of him and gets 2 big blocks to lead him into the end zone. And so to see that kind of effort there in the second half and to keep fighting is, it's always a really good sign and something you can kind of build on. And see that they're still fighting, they're still playing for each other, and so it's plays like that are going to help us continue to set the foundation to just keep getting better.
Absolutely. And let's talk a little bit now about your defense. I know you've got a lot of young guys over there that you were talking about a little bit, but it looks like it's become a pretty solid unit for you.
Yeah, no, I mean they're getting better. We lost our middle linebacker. He broke his hand last week, and so we kind of had to shuffle some people around. And Cooper Jones, one of those freshmen, ended up kind of getting thrown into a starting role, and I thought he played well. Especially for a freshman playing his first region game. I think he ended up with like 11 tackles. Ali Banjura played the other outside linebacker. He made a couple really big plays coming off the edge. Eric Bowling and Braden Box there, inside linebacker, did a pretty good job coming up and filling a hole. Jaden Sanders, we asked a lot of him this week to go set the edge and be a physical player. You start asking your safety to basically have to play like an outside linebacker, especially in that weather. They're playing double tights with a fullback and a running back. They're going to run the ball. And so we're asking him to come down and play the run. And I thought he did a really good job. Again, I think D-line, I think we get better every week. Our nose guard's a freshman. He's going to be a really good player. He's a freshman. He's a baby. So, one of the positives you really look at from the defense that we put out on the field, I think 9 of them come back. And then I think like 7 or 8 of them come back again then the following year.
Oh, wow.
And so we're going to be able to continue to just get better. And so as they continue to get in the weight room and continue to keep working, I think that group. And then it's really the same thing on offense. You start looking at it and going, like, we had 2 seniors start, and then all of them are coming back basically next year, and then a lot of them will be back again the following year. And there's a lot of positives in that.
And that's a great thing. And I've had some teams too that where you had them for a couple of years. That's just going to bring continuity, brotherhood, and just a lot of really good things the next few years for Cougar football. Real quick though, I want to ask about what you got coming up. I know next week you're excited about. You're hosting South Pittsburgh, and I think that game is going to be on WGNS next week. And talk a little bit about the upcoming matchup.
Yeah, South Pittsburgh's another really good football team. They were state champs last year. They're always really athletic. They're always well coached. I think it's good for our young guys to see it. It's good for them to go out and see what that level is. They got to see it with the older guys with what we had last year, and so they know the level they need to get to, right? And we're not there right now. We're not. And so, but it's about just continuing to work, right? Don't allow last week's game to affect this week's game. And the message doesn't change from last year to this year, right? Last year we go on, we win a state title, but it was still, don't let last week's win affect next week's game, right? It's still starting 0-0. It's no different. We got to make sure that the next game starts 0-0. It's a new opportunity, and go out and play fast, play physical, and fly around, try and make some plays, and give yourselves a chance.
Well, one of the things that I have noticed over the years, I was a little Cougar. I went to pre-K at MTCS, but seeing the fan support and then how much support you've gotten in the community that's now been, I don't want to date myself, it's been a long time ago, but what you have now at your games and what you see in the community, it's really unbelievable what MTCS has built and what they've become, and the fan support that you get.
Oh, for sure. I think we have the best fans in the state of Tennessee. They're always there. They're loud. They're supportive. And it's a whole community, right? And so they're invested. They care, and I think that is how we were able to win it last year, and how we're going to be able to get it back this year, right? Is there's people that want to be successful. There's people that want to make sure that we have all the things we need in order to be successful. And so, I think that always helps. We're in a really good spot. The administration's great. The community's great. Again, we're just going to keep showing up and keep working. And, I can't say enough about our fans.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you've still got a lot to play for this year. And, I'm always curious, we get a little past the midway point and just kind of what the head coach is thinking. So kind of where are you at right now? Where do you think you need to get to? What are some of your goals for the next 4 weeks and possibly get into the playoffs?
Yeah. All of our region games pretty much are left, right? We had our first one last night. South Pittsburgh's a non-region game. And then we'll get fall break after that, and kind of get a reset. Try and get healthy, right? And get some of those nicks and bruises and everything else kind of healed a little bit, and then we go into a 3-game stretch where it's all region games, and so you win those, you can still get to second in the region, right? You still get your home playoff game, and again, another experience that they get to have where, it's a little bit different than a regular season game. And then, you string a couple wins together, get some positive momentum going, you can put yourself in a really good spot.
Absolutely. And, everything's right there in front of you. And that's, controlling your own destiny and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what you really want with 4 weeks to go in the season.
For sure. Yeah, there's definitely still a lot of positives. There's definitely a lot of things we can still play for. It's far from over, right? I told the kids even after we won our back-to-back, and we'd won back-to-back games, and that, listen, guys, no one's judging our season right now. Like right, it doesn't matter, right? Like, we just got to go work and get better next week. No one's going to judge our season at fall break, right? They're going to judge it when it's over, right? And so we just got to come out and keep working, keep getting better. And I think if we stay on this trajectory that we've been on, I think we're going to put ourselves in a position to to give ourselves a shot there, especially there at the end of the year, and start vying for a playoff berth. And once you get into the playoffs, it's anybody's game. It's a coin flip. So the most important thing is about putting the work in to try and get there, and then once you're there, just go play football and see what happens.
Have some fun, exactly. And I know one of the things that I've seen watching Cougar football is you have an extremely good staff and really good people that help you on both sides of the ball and in the weight room. And you want to talk a little bit about your staff and what they've meant to you and your program.
Yeah, no, fantastic staff. Most of them have been around for a while too, and I think that helps. It helps with continuity, helps with understanding what we're trying to do. On the offensive side, B.J. Robertson, he's been there since like 2016, 2017, and they've done a little bit of everything offensively. He's been there and he's seen all different types of kids come through. And so it's nice to have him kind of bounce ideas off of and figure out what we want to be offensively. And then like Ed Watson, Colton Gibson, Tyler Webb, all just really good guys that haven't stopped. They're still coaching. You go to the defense side of the ball. You got Anthony Kerr, who coached 20 plus years in college, so he's seen a little bit of everything. And so we've kind of been an enigma on defense, right? We keep tweaking things. We want to try and figure out the way to get our best 11 on the field. Rashid McGee, Carlos Rawls, you got Mike Aaron, a bunch of guys over there. Again, they've been around, they've seen it, they've been around for most of them for 6+ years, and so again, they know what MTCS is, they know our kids, and we all see it. We talk about in the coaching office, like the future is so bright here, and it's just about they just need game reps, they just need to keep playing, and the more they play, the better they're getting. And so we're gonna end up putting ourselves in a good spot.
That's awesome. And, with the continuity with the staff and having such young kids and getting the experience for them from earlier, you're going to have them for another 2 to 3 years, some of them. And just talk about what your vision is with them and what you think the future could be for Cougar football.
Yeah, I think really for our whole team, I think the sky's the limit, right? I don't think we've even especially with the young guys, I don't think we've even scratched the surface of just how good we can be. I think some of them have seen it, the light bulb starting to flicker a little bit for them, and some of them, I don't know that they realize how good they can be. And so, again, I think just the more and more reps and staying in the weight room. We lift year-round with Jason Spray and Zach Willis. We have 2 former strength coaches from MTSU, and so it is
two of the best.
Absolutely. And so it is a true college weightlifting program that is year-round, and they do a great job. You look at our seniors. We had a bunch of seniors last year, and if you would have taken pictures of them from freshman to senior year, their bodies completely changed. And so you start looking at our young guys now, and you start projecting to what they're going to look like when they're juniors and seniors, and it's going to be fun. They're going to look the part, and they're going to be able to play fast, and they're going to have seen everything, and we're going to put ourselves in a spot to give ourselves a chance.
Absolutely. And I know one of the big things MTCS has always had is the Fall Festival. Is that still coming up? Is that around the corner?
So it just happened last weekend.
Last weekend,
yeah. It was a lot of fun. My 4-year-old was very excited to go to that, and as we were walking up to it, she's like, I love festivals. All you have to do at a festival is have fun. And so, it's always a good event. And again, I think it's just people care, right? I think the MTCS community is there. They're supportive. And again, I think that's a big reason why I think the future is so bright, right? We have really good players. We have really good support, and it's going to get where it needs to get to.
Absolutely. And I know, obviously, too, there's a lot of construction going on, so you can see the additions that are coming on campus, and there's just a lot of excitement, too, even just about that.
Yeah, we're always building something, and really, I think in today's world, you've got to be, and I think our administration is doing it the right way. We're not getting ourselves in a whole lot of debt where we're worried year to year. I think it's how we're doing it is we're doing it the right way, and I think we're building things that the kids are excited about, the staff is excited about, and it's things that we need. We're not building things just to build them, right? Like we just built a new high school, and it's been great for us. I think having our high school kids in that brand new building has really helped. And then so now they're building the new ELC, the Early Learning Center for the 3 and 4 year olds, be able to get them on campus, and that'll be awesome to get them over there with us. And so, again, I think everything's being built the right way. It's been done the right way. And so, we just got to keep working.
Well, we were looking forward to it, Coach. We know it's going in the right direction, and we're really looking forward to coming out Friday night and watching you against South Pittsburgh. WGNS will be there. We're excited about it, and good luck the rest of the way, and have a good weekend.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it, and looking forward to having you guys out there.
All right, this is MTCS head coach Christian Peterson. We appreciate you, Coach, and we'll be right back.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
The large majority of our kids are involved in athletics or extracurricular activities, one or the other, and most are doing multiple activities.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
And that's a great preparation for life. How many of us in our life are just doing one thing? So a well-rounded student is a huge deal.
Invest in your child's future in a Christ-centered environment with many athletic and extracurricular choices.
Without a doubt, our students have the opportunity to be involved in multiple activities.
To find out more, visit mtcscougars.org.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Experts in joint, bones, and muscles. And with over 65 specialists, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call 855-NEED-TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA. Live your best life.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
People love to see us on the schedule when they have a home game because our fans show up.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
The way we travel is just phenomenal. Our parents and our community are fully engaged in our school. When we compete, we're trying to do it in a way that honors God. We want to win. We also want to do it in a way that pleases Him.
Providing Christian values and academic excellence in a nurturing environment. That's Middle Tennessee Christian School. Invest in the future of your child. Find out more at mtcscougars.org.
It's MTCS Cougar Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro.
Presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA. Live your best life. Online at TOA.com.
On FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
We're back here on MTCS Cougar Corner, presented by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA. They'll help get you back in the game. Let's look at the scoreboard from the week. Not a whole lot here to pass along, but we do have some volleyball and soccer results and a little football news, of course, too. So on the 23rd, which was Monday, varsity volleyball with a 3-0 win over Riverdale. And also on Tuesday, a 3-0 win over USN, University School of Nashville. So a good week, as MTCS also won on Thursday in volleyball, 3-0 over FRA. So continuing to rack up the victories there for the volleyball team. It was the Webb School defeating MTCS Soccer 9-0, and PCA over MTCS Girls Soccer 8-1. In games this week. And that is a look at the scoreboard. So what's coming up here for the Cougars? Well, the 5th and 6th grade football going on right now, as a matter of fact. And that is at Tullahoma. And volleyball on Monday in the district quarterfinals. So they're working on the opponents and district meeting and all that kind of thing for volleyball as we get to the postseason. On Monday as well, MTCS Middle School Girls and Boys Tennis will host Oakland, and middle school soccer at Davidson Academy. The cross-country, middle school, and varsity in the TSIAA meet coming up this week as well. On the first district semifinals for volleyball, so it's district tournament week for volleyball, so keep that in mind. Middle school on Tuesday. Football will battle Cannon County. It's a home game there. Girls soccer will travel to Friendship Christian also on Tuesday. Then to Thursday, hopefully we'll be talking about a district championship berth there for the Lady Cougars in volleyball. Soccer will be in the first round of tournament play as well. Middle school boys soccer will host Mount Juliet Christian Academy. And then football on Friday night as the Cougars host South Pittsburgh. And by the way, for you MTCS fans, no reason to not go to the game, but we're going to be there to broadcast the game on Friday night on WGNS Radio, WGNSradio.com, and also on Big G TV, weather permitting there. So looking forward to that on Friday night, getting to see the Cougars 2024 edition. And South Pittsburgh game will be fun. I know Christian was talking with Bill about that just a moment ago. So that is a look at the MTCS Cougar Corner scoreboard and schedule. Well, that will wrap things up this morning. Thank you so very much for joining us. Hope you have a great weekend. Got a lot to do, a lot of football. I know Tennessee and Vandy aren't playing, but the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders are, and it's an in-state game with Memphis. At Memphis this afternoon, 5 o'clock airtime, 6:30 will be the kickoff, and you can hear it on your flagship station for Middle Tennessee Sports, News Radio WGNS. Next Saturday morning, we will have a coaches show next Saturday morning, so MTCS Cougar Corner on at 11:15. The following week, we will take a break for fall break and then return for the last third of the football season. That's hard to believe, regular season anyway. So that will wrap things up this morning. Thursday night, we will be at Oakland for Siegel Oakland, and again Friday night at the home of the Cougars as they battle South Pittsburgh. Thanks for joining us once again, and for Bill Hockenberry and John Dinkins, our producer, Dalton Barrett, I'm Brian Barrett. Wonderful Saturday to you all, and we'll see you back here next Saturday morning for another Prentice Also Heating and Air Coaches Corner and MTCS Cougar Corner.